Welcome to Not Just a Transaction, the podcast series hosted by experienced real estate authorities Nick Prefontaine and Zachary Beach. Each week, the hosts bring you expert guests to help you navigate the many creative options available for buying or selling a home, while cutting out the costly hurdles of a conventional real estate deal. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Not Just a Transaction. I'm your host, Nick Prefontaine, along with my co-host. My co-pilot this week is Zachary Beach. He's gracing us with his presence yet again.
The co-host with the mostest. That's what we're going to call me today. The co-host with the mostest. Let's get it, Nick. Let's get it.
All right. Zach, you wanted to be talking about today a topic that is near and dear to your heart. That's don't let an attorney squish your deal. So I have a lot to add on that, or I have some bits to add on that, but you wanted to dive in on that.
Yeah, I think that attorneys play a big part in the real estate business, not only just the business part, but the personal part. The sellers seeking legal counsel and the buyers at the end of their deal, at the end of their term when they go acquire a mortgage and become the homeowners, then attorneys play there. So I want to state this. I'm not telling you in any shape or form to not seek legal counsel. I recommend that you seek legal counsel. Nick is looking at me because I probably had a Zachism there and wasn't speaking real English.
I actually thought you were going to say, I am not an attorney.
Okay. I'm not an attorney
full
either.
Disclosure, I am not an attorney.
But there are going to be hiccups that you may face when using an attorney if your attorney is not specialized in our niche or has no experience in the niche that we're talking about here. So seek legal counsel. But what I encourage you to do is when you seek legal counsel, number one, make sure that they are real estate attorneys. I know that this sounds a bit crazy, but we've had both buyers and sellers go to other attorneys that have nothing to do with real estate and ask for legal counsel. I can tell you that there was actually a personal deal that I did, and the seller was represented by a litigation attorney. As you can imagine, there was a lot that we had to educate that attorney on. Myself and my real estate attorney had to educate that seller, and that would have been completely unnecessary. And I'm telling you that seller spent an additional couple $1,000 because that attorney had to be educated. So please find a real estate attorney. Then from there, make sure when you communicate with that real estate attorney, you say to them, hey, I'm about to enter into an agreement that's either a lease purchase or owner financing or one of these creative deals. You go to that attorney and you say, do you have experience in these types of transactions? And if they do not, it doesn't mean that they're not good real estate attorneys, but you then say to them, you say, do you have a referral that has experience in these types of transactions? And please, could you send me the referral? I can tell you that by just stating or asking those questions, you are going to now be represented by an attorney that has specialized knowledge in our field. And the transaction between you, the seller, and us being the buyer of your property is going to be significantly smoother. And there will be no hiccups when it comes to the transaction process. The last thing that we want to happen to you is you to spend wasted time and wasted money through a transaction that may never happen. Unfortunately, we've had too many people seek multiple real estate attorneys and were turned down by their real estate attorney for one reason, and that is because the real estate attorney had no prior knowledge, and it's called malpractice if they go ahead and give advice if they have no idea of what advice they're giving. So people that don't have the specialized knowledge will then say, no, this is not a good transaction for you to be involved with, which you and I both know is not fact. If you and I have communicated, me speaking to the sellers, this is Zach Beach screaming loud to the sellers here. we've discovered that you have a particular challenge that we can solve. And although it may not be through traditional means of real estate, it does not mean that it's not a good transaction for you, because either myself or one of the teammates have shown you that we're solving your challenge. You know what type of equity you're getting in your property if there's some available. You know how long the transaction is going to last. And now it's just about making sure that we're both protected, both you and I, both you and our family company are protected when it comes to the legal paperwork. And it becomes that simple when we boil it down to it. So I encourage you to find legal counsel, but I encourage you to not let an attorney stomp your deal and to not allow you to receive a solution to your challenge because they're unfamiliar. I'm going to hop up my soapbox here. I'm going to toss it back to you, Nick, as I breathe for a second. And what are your thoughts?
I actually have a few questions for you, Zach. So you're telling me no family law attorneys or divorce attorneys? They're attorneys. Why wouldn't they know? Attorneys know everything. Why wouldn't they know about this?
It's like going to a doctor, right? I mean, there's doctors that specialize in very particular pieces of the body. You have a head doctor or a brain doctor. I don't know the science, the actual titles of these doctors. Words. But I do. Oh, cardiologist. So you don't go see a cardiologist about a broken leg. So so you have to find the attorney that specializes in that particular niche. Even real estate goes down into, you have your traditional sales, people that are just going to have an attorney just for traditional closings, or title companies that just do traditional closings. And then you're going to have real estate attorneys that are specialized or have prior knowledge or experience in doing creative deals, and that work with investors or that work with buyers and sellers that are going through these types of creative deals. So there's thousands of them out there. You just got to find them.
Yeah, and you gotta picture it from their standpoint. As a real estate attorney, the vast majority of them have done, even the really good real estate attorneys, the vast majority of them have done thousands of these transactions, but not the way that we buy and sell property. I mean, conventional deals. So that's just the system that they've grown up in and been educated in. So anything outside that norm is, no, you shouldn't do that. I don't know about that. You got to look at it from their standpoint. Why would you do this if you could go and sell on the open, if you couldn't, or if you can rather go and sell in the open market with a realtor? There's a number of different reasons still, even in a quote unquote hot market, why sellers can't attend to a traditional real estate sale. So it's very important that you're getting the right advice and you're not just going to a generalist, someone who has no idea about the way that we're buying and selling and doing deals.
The only other thing I would add on to that is even our real estate attorney, who now we've worked with for going on probably close to 10 years. He is the son of our original attorney. They're a family real estate firm. And he had to learn how these transactions were completed. And then once he learned once he had a good grasp of how the transactions were created, then now he understood how to process these. So I'm not encouraging you to go try to teach an attorney how to do this. But we have taught many attorneys how to do this. And we can always give you a referral. And we've done that many times where sellers have said, hey, do you know any attorneys that specialize in this? So that way I can be represented and I can ask the right questions. And we've referred people to them. So, and they represent you. They don't represent us. I've actually had then attorneys come back to me that we've trained and then beat us up a bit. And then we had to come to a point where we both agreed upon, whatever the terms were. So You can train these attorneys, but I don't recommend it. So please reach out to us and we can give you a reference, especially if we're in the middle of a transaction with you.
For sure. Well said, Zach. And I don't know about you, but I didn't get into this business or find my way into this business and think to myself, ooh, every day I want to go to work and train real estate attorneys how to do business. That's really not what I signed up for, but we'll hang in there and help you if that's what it's going to take to get you across the finish line, for sure.
Well, I think that's what separates us from most as well, Nick, is we've surrounded ourselves with all of the specialists in different aspects of this business. As we're the real estate investors, we have created path to home ownership, and we know what our lane is. And then from there, we surround ourselves with people that can help you, the seller, or you, the buyer, get to the finish line, whether it be credit repair, whether it be the mortgages, whether it be an attorney. And we help make sure that your transaction is completed, because it is not just a transaction to us. We want to make sure that everybody wins in these deals. Nick, I think we covered it today. What do you think?
Nailed it.
All right. So if you're listening on Spotify or on whatever else you listen to these things on, Apple, make sure you go ahead and write us a review. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we'd love to connect with you. Also, please go ahead and go to prepropertysolutions.com /podcast, and make sure you go ahead and fill out the contact us form if you're interested in selling your property through our company or to our company. And then also, if you're interested in our rent to own program, please go ahead and contact us as well. That way we can help you in the best way possible. Over and out.
Signing off. This has been another exciting episode of Not Just a Transaction, where it's not just a transaction to us.
Not a transaction.
Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of Not Just a Transaction. If you want to learn more on selling a home, buying a home, or resources to learn more, head on over to our website at originalre.com.